by the way, because this is not a Democrat-Republican election. This is a democracy-authoritarian election. There are plenty of people with R's after their names or I's or G's or whatever who want to protect democracy in this election. That doesn't mean they're Democrats. It doesn't mean they believe in what Democrats want. It means they care about democracy. And we have to turn out in huge numbers so this election cannot be contested, because we're walking uphill. We've got all these things working against us. So in this moment, because to answer the question of how we got ruled by a minority, it happened like it happened in the 1850s. We were all paying attention to other stuff. But now that we are wide awake, like the wide awakes, we need to do what they did and take back the government for a majority. That does not mean we will agree. When everybody gets in power, when we get democracy back in power, we don't want to agree, because you hone your arguments based on other arguments. If you've got a one-party state, you don't have enough oversight, and people do dumb stuff. Look at the states now that have been dominated by Republicans for without any real oversight by the Democrats who look at Tennessee, right? We need to have that give and take so that we have really good ideas. So we're not going to agree if we preserve democracy. That's fine. We don't want to agree. We're not always going to get our way. Part of democracy is losing sometimes and thinking, hey, let's see how it turns out. And if it turns out badly, let's change it. But we can all work together in this moment to protect democracy. So I'm almost done here. One of the things that people asked about, and then I really will finish, is people like Chris Sununu of New Hampshire, and why did he say that even though I think Trump is all these terrible things, including a threat to democracy, why am I going to support him? There are people in this country, especially on the Republican side now, who have decided that their ideology, their idea of protecting tax cuts, protecting money flowing to the very wealthy, protecting deregulation, protecting their attempts to roll back child labor laws and clean air laws, all of which are in the news right now, their attempts to really double down on this idea that a few people should rule society, are so wedded to that ideology that even though it comes with the threat of authoritarianism, they're willing to do it. And I have to say, that makes me very angry, first of all. But it also makes me really sad that in the 21st century, when we have the technology to deal with the extraordinary problems of climate change and world hunger and war and all the things that are facing us, that some of the people who live in America are so small that all they care about is power and money. And all I can say is that's not my America. And my America is not partisan. People divide by party or whatever. My America is one in which people really care about their right to determine their own fates. And they care about protecting a government that is designed to do that. And they care about making sure that everybody has a right to be treated equally before the law and to have a say in their government. And the people I know and grew up with and know now are putting their lives on the line for that every freaking day, in our armed forces and many people who are speaking out when it's a dangerous thing to do. So I was furious by that, but I was also really sad because what a rejection that is of this extraordinary legacy that we have inherited from those who gave so much to protect this country. Anyway, I think that's why he's doing it. And I also think that us wide awakes can push back on that. And we do it by taking up oxygen and by protecting this democracy for all its terrible flaws, but it's also great triumphs that we have been given. All right. Thank you for being here.